Yeah, we are almost at the end. Seniors are gone now. We got this week. We got next week in finals. Wow. So we are right at the end here, guys. Finals are coming before we know it. And hopefully you'll be exempt from finals, right? Hopefully. Let's see. Let's go. Let's review that again because we can't review it too much. Everyone needs to remember this. No more than four absences in advisory. That's the big one because if you have more than four absences in advisory, you have to take all your finals. That just wipes you out of everything. So that's the big one. No more than four absences in advisory. No more than four absences in this class. You can have four, just not more than four. Four absences total tops. No missing assignments. Let me see. Let me go back and look here. There's a few missing assignments kind of spread out here and there. We've got six people still hadn't turned in the 5.06. Way back, it was a logarithm because you had to do it on a document. It wasn't just a quiz, it was actually had something turned in. So right now, there's six people that's going to have to take the final just because they have never turned that in. So you need to go back and make sure you're not missing anything. Of course, if you've had more than four absences, it's not going to help you be exempt, but it can help bring your grade up. So if you bomb the final, it won't put you in a bad spot. So no more than four absences in advisory or in here. No missing assignments, none whatsoever, and your grade must be 75%. So for those of you that are meeting all those qualifications, but your grade is like 73%, you probably should go back and redo some low assignments to get above 75. But I will be announcing, it'll be the end of next week before we have the exemptions. Like next Friday, I'll be sending emails out saying you're exempt. So if you want to be exempt, you need to have everything turned in by like next Thursday. And I'll send an email out about that when I get the dates finalized. I got to figure out because the office sends me a report on absences. So I cannot send out exemptions till I get that final absence report, which will be next week because they got to wait to see who's absent next week before they can send me that report. So it'll probably be like next Thursday or Friday before they send that report out for total absences. And then from that point, we'll move on from there. But let's see. We had two seniors in this class, so that's two less people I'm expecting. But we're still missing. Looks like eight folks. Where's everybody at? Well, we'll have to move on without them and not have to catch up because we're not going to be here very long actually today because we're not going to spend a long time on the lesson. This week we are. Let's put it up on the screen. Let's go because we need to look at that grade screen every week just to see where we are. All right, fifth period. Go look at that grade screen. Now, if you're not using the grade screen, then you're missing out because this is where you figure out do you have any missing assignments? Because right here it has the date you submitted it. And if that's blank and there's a zero over here for your score, that means you never turned that assignment in. So if you're trying to figure out and you're going through the home access center and like, what am I missing? It's a lot easier for my class to go to Buzz and just scroll down and say, is there anything missing anywhere? Are there any zeros that do not have a submitted date? Now, maybe you have a zero that does have a submitted date. That just means you didn't get any points because you missed everything. That's not a missing assignment. That's just a zero. But if you go down here, you'll see that everything should be done up until the test. That's where we're at this week. Sequences and series test parts 1 and 2. Parts 1 and 2. And some people have already gone ahead and turned this in. But if you haven't looked at it yet, this is the test this week. So I've already got a few of them started grading. I've already had a couple folks trying to cheat on it. Come on, people. It's the end of the year. Do your own work. Do your own work. But, yeah, we have the test. And notice I don't have anything for next week on here yet. I will have something on there for next week. We have one more week of classes after this week. This week is the test. And then next week I'll have like a project. So next week is going to be like a project-based thing. It's not going to be a 5-question quiz. It's going to be something you actually have to physically put together and turn in. And I think it's going to be something with pictures, kind of like the collage assignment, like a collage. Yeah, I'm thinking we're going to do the golden rectangle next week. Fun project to talk about the golden rectangle, just because I like to take mathematics and apply it to where it is surrounding us in our daily life. And the golden rectangle kind of illustrates that, how nature even follows math in a lot of ways. So this week, sequence and series test, parts 1 and 2. Make sure you're doing the work. Make sure you're turning in your work for part 2, because part 2 is the open response. All right. Part 1 is multiple choice. Part 2 means you need to show me you know what you're doing. You need to put down your equations. You need to give me the answers. Make sure you're answering the questions and all that kind of good stuff. But it's sequences and series. You guys have been doing this all month, right? We've been doing that for a month. You've got those formulas. If you don't have those formulas, go back and write them down. Go back to those lessons or go back to the class videos or wherever you want to go back to, and make sure you have those sequence and arithmetic sequence and series and geometric sequence and series formulas written down, because that will make it so much easier to do the test. And you can use all of your notes. Absolutely. You can go back and look at my videos during the test. You can use Desmos during the test. You can use your notes during the test. You can go back and look at the lessons during the test if you want to. That's fine. It's open book. It's open note. All of my tests are. So there's where you stand. So get your stuff turned in. Get your grade above 70%, 75%. Hopefully you don't have more than 4 absences and you can be exempt, but we'll find out that in the next week. So you guys have really pulled it together right here at the end. That's good. I hate students failing my classes. And generally, and it's been true every year. I've been teaching virtual for several years now. And the only people that ever fail my classes are people that are missing assignments. They don't turn stuff in. They don't turn in tests, or they don't turn a bunch of assignments. It's not because they don't turn in one thing. It's usually there's missing multiple things. No one has ever failed this class if they do the work and turn it in, because you know it well enough to at least pass the class. You may not get an A, maybe you get a B or C or something, but you don't fail if you just do the work. Because I know you guys know the basics. And some of you really have done fabulously well. Some of you have very high grades and are really killing it in here. So, I know you guys can do it. Usually the ones that don't do well just kind of get behind and they kind of catch up, and they get behind and kind of catch up, and they end up with like a D or a low C or something. But if you actually stay on top of it, you guys have done very well. So I'm very proud of this class that nobody's failing, only one person even below 70%. That is really good. That's really good, because I don't have many of my Algebra II classes that can say that. So especially this size, there's over 20 people in this class. A lot of the virtual classes aren't as large as this. This is my largest class. So, all right, guys, I won't keep you since it's test week. I'll give you the rest of this time. If you want to work on the test before advisory today, go for it. Like I say, make sure you get your notes, though. Make sure you got all your stuff together, and just go out and knock this out, and you'll be ready for our project next week. Don't slack on the project. You don't want to miss an assignment right here at the end, because I'm going to make it worth some points. It'll be worth your time, but it won't take like hours and hours to do. So, all right, guys, I'll let you go. Have a great week. If you got questions, hang around. Otherwise, enjoy the next to last week of class. We're almost there. We're on campus. Ugh.